How long have you been waiting for awakening, for inner peace, for the final shift, for some experience that somehow is not happening to you? That you may even start thinking that there is something wrong with you, that other people are getting and you are not. And they maybe even fear that it will never happen. And you may feel that there is an urgency in running out of time and still waiting. And you may have tried going from a teacher to another teacher and reading books, watching videos, and here you are, watching this video right now. And here is my invitation to you, to face that energy of waiting itself, to look into that longing, to feel that fully, so that something finally can crack open and waiting can end. Stay with me till the end of this video. Follow the conversations I have with other people like you. That you may answer your questions yourself. You may face that feeling within you. And let's end this waiting together now. Yeah, this waiting for something to happen, something to change, something to be fixed is kind of one of the biggest obstacles. Because it's waiting for something else than what is already here. And what is already here is it. Is it. This is it. This is the moment to enjoy. This is the moment that is living a life moment as this. There's nothing else to wait for. And another thing is that in the programming of this human organism, human being, there is always seeking pleasure and avoiding pain, and nothing likes to be uncomfortable. So anything that's uncomfortable wants to come back to being naturally free and easy and light. So when something uncomfortable happens, it's like, oh, danger, danger, danger. I don't like that. Danger. I can't take this. This is too much. But it's okay to feel that. I mean, it's safe to feel. Like, look at old people. How many emotions do they feel over life? How many intense and deep things happened, and they're still here. Nothing happened to them. Like, feeling emotion is not unsafe. Mind you, there are all these ideas that, if you shouldn't feel fear, you shouldn't feel resistance, you shouldn't feel angry, you shouldn't feel hate, you shouldn't. But why not? If it's here, it's here. It's better to acknowledge it, better allow it space, allow it to undo itself, allow it to express, so it leaves. Otherwise, it gets held in the body, in the cells, in the mind, and emotions, until maybe it explodes, erupts, and it's nasty. But it's okay to feel. That's one of the things that so helpful to recognize, that it's safe to feel, whatever that is. Because if this is coming up and we have to run away from it into seeking something else, or numb ourselves not to feel it, or repress it and to deny it, that's less healthy than just to feel it right here, right now, so it opens up. So the mind has taken up a noble job of protector. It protects and it wants safety, but it cannot create safety because safety is already here. It kind of gets it by noticing. it creates unsafety by thinking about future scenarios, by comparing to what happened in the past. So just to avoid what happened then in the future, it creates all these elaborate ways to avoid feeling instead of like, oh, I'm safe. Right here, right now, I'm safe. It's safe to feel whatever is here, even if it's uncomfortable, even if it's intense and deep and feels too much. Because too much is also a feeling. It's not a sensation. It's not kind of a limit to feeling. It's just how we name that particular sensation of too muchness. Even that is safe to feel. Even intensity is safe to feel. Because this being, this presence, openness is not affected by it. There is enough space for all of it. So seeing through this illusion of self, it's different than what mind expects or imagines. It cannot expect or imagine that, even though it tries very much to have an image of what it would be like or should be like. But seeing through that illusion is helpful in a way that there is more space for all these emotions, all these sensations to come and go. Because if I'm talking from here, from being, I see what is happening. I see the movement. I see you. Can just tell that to emotional energy that when it arises, I see you. I acknowledge you. You're here. I am here. I'm not you. You're not me. You're welcome. You're welcome. There's enough space for you. Kind of having that little conversation in a difficult time can be very helpful because that creates a space for that bundle to open and expand and come back to freedom. So, in short, no self or no separate self is about this, that this is not me. This bundle of thought, emotion, behavior, hopes, ideals, and failures, and all that is not me. It's what is arising. It's showing up. It's displaying itself. But whatever is that, I see it. I see it. And if the language is funny at some point, because what is that word I points to? It's pointing here. It's just another word for here, here. And when the fingers are pointing here, I. So whatever is here is okay. And then there is room and space for silence, for being, just being, and allowing, not even thinking anymore, just allowing everything to be, allowing everything to breathe, to have space. And that silence comes in and kind of grabs hold and hoovers everything out, just sucks it all out. Whatever is no longer needed, working, helpful. That presence has the quality of erasing. It's like deleting all programs. Quietly, silently, and it's not even gonna say, oh, I'm deleting that now. It's just doing its work. So when I'm not this, I can rest in in that. But when I'm this, I can remember I'm not this. It's a little bit like watching a movie and feeling with the characters, getting into the story, and everything else disappears for a moment, and you're just in that movie, enjoying it, experiencing it. But you know that it's a movie. It's not you writing the script, it's not you playing this. You are witnessing it. And yet you can be fully present to it and fully engaged. So when it's sad, it's sad. When you need to cry, you cry. When you laugh, you laugh. And so now, it's all in the moment. And whatever movements happen, they come in and they go. They can only self-liberate. They can only self-adjust. This openness is welcoming it all.
When I go, I know it's not inside and outside, but when I go and I look toward the self, I find only the open space, and that the thought of me arises in it. So it's just what you just said. I know that, but yet I still identify with concepts, and I identify with the image, and I identify with the pains in the body. And there seems to be like this continual um, habit of identifying or wanting to identify. And it's really hard to identify with an empty, aware space.
I
I want to
agree.
always create a me, you know what I'm saying? And I can't make a
Yes,
me out of it. It feels too impersonal.
exactly. Exactly. Yes, because when you go into that space, there is no me, there is no you, there's nobody there, and yet everything is. Everything's there. So, who or what is there that needs an identity? Let's look at that. Who needs an identity? What needs an identity?
It's almost like a wanting to have an identity or a habit of having an identity and not wanting to let go of it.
Then what is holding on to this identity?
There's sort of a sense of fear of letting go.
Yeah, yeah, let's welcome that fear. Yay, fear, I know I see you, here you are, just warning me about the danger. Something
Right.
unknown, something that, I don't know, it may be dangerous. Yeah, thank you for protecting. Yeah, fear is an old friend, it's just here to protect. Thank you
Yeah.
for protecting. Thank you for all your work. Now, can you just take a peek like you would take a peek behind the curtain? Like, what is there that the spear is protecting?
Is the first word that comes up is stories, stories about me.
Very good. And what do they need to be protected from?
Hmm. Not mattering, not being real. Hmm. there's some aspect of this having to do with self-love or self-acceptance. Like after many years of working to have self-acceptance, now I'm on in a spiritual place where I'm realizing there is no separate self, but I'm sort of getting comfortable feeling okay with myself. Not, I don't want to let that go. Took a lot of hard work.
Hmm. But this love is not threatened. See, you can love the body, you can love the mind, you can love the story, you can love the experience, you can love everything.
Hmm.
You can love the confusion and trying to figure it out. You can love all of it. But love is not threatened.
Hmm.
Actually, it's quite interesting to see how this mind has been building all this story, and protecting it so innocently. And isn't that the first wonder of the universe? Can love that. Can love the story.
Hmm.
So the story is not threatened. It's not like, suddenly your memory is going to be wiped out as if you had an amnesia.
Right.
It's nothing like that. It's more like once the space opens and once it's recognized as the presence of you, all these stories have room to come in and to heal. There is space for everything to come in, everything that is hurting, contracted, neglected, denied, repressed, everything can come in into this presence, get attention, and to open up and return to the natural state. So that means there is so much more self-care and self-love and appreciating all this creation, the mind's creation, and all these mechanisms and the protections and innocence and everything here. There's so much more self-love.
Absolutely. Yeah. And it
So
feels
they,
like a sense of surrender and trust, kind of a hands off the wheel. Yeah.
yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, Kat, please.
Good morning or good evening or good afternoon. Um, so yeah, listening to you talking to Jose and to Doug is super helpful. I've seen through self, but I keep getting tangled up in it. So what you just said of knowing, but then kind of not knowing that I know, I keep forgetting that I know. Um, and Jose said something and it fits into an idea that I've got going on, which is like I'm watching the movie and I know it's a movie. And there are just times where I want to reach in and change the channel. um, and that's what I'm really struggling with is in that moment I can know. Um, so I've just gone through cancer treatment and I've gotten some blood work back that's weird. And so I haven't seen my doctor yet.
Mm-hmm.
And so I know it is what it is, and whatever's going to happen there happens there, and anxiety comes up. Um, and it's like, oh, that doesn't help. I don't want that here.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I find myself like absorbed, I think, attached to the body and attached to wanting the story to unfold in a certain way. Um, and then I can see that happening. And sometimes I can step out of it, and it all relaxes. And then I get a different movie and I've changed the channel. I have the illusion that there was an I that did that. And then other times, I'm just very stuck in that pattern of resistance. Um, yeah, of having wanting it to be different, and I can see it's thinking, and I know that's not me, but I just want to change the channel. I want a different movie.
Yeah, let's agree with that. Let's just agree on that. Be nice to have a different movie. I agree. I agree. It would be wonderful if everything was smooth, flowy, joyful, happy, healthy. Wouldn't that be nice? I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's good to acknowledge that it's okay to want that. And allowing yourself to feel whatever you're feeling. It's safe to feel whatever you're feeling.
Yeah, with cancer, I have this voice that says, no, it's not safe. If I'm stressed, that will bring it back. That will make it worse. And I think that's where it's that voice, that's where that tug of war
Mm-hmm.
comes from.
Mm-hmm. So if it's not safe to get worried, why is it talking?
So true, right? Resistance is what keeps it there.
Right, because it tells you that it's not safe to get anxious and it keeps talking.
Yeah,
Can I talk to your mind a little bit? Would that be okay?
sure.
Yeah? Okay. This is what I call deep looking. It's like we can have a conversation with all these parts and get direct answers right there, and then we know what's going on. It's
Okay.
like looking in the code, what's going on there, so that the code can self-adjust. And then when we are back, something changes, something looks different. So the way it works is I ask a question and you ask that innerly or aloud as you wish, and then just tell me whatever first thing comes in. Whatever comes in first, that's the answer. Okay.
Okay.
So let's just, you can close your eyes for a little bit, take a breath. Let's acknowledge the mind. So if I say word the mind, your mind, where is it? What do you perceive it? Can you show me?
In my head.
In your head, inside the head. Okay.
Mm.
Okay. Can you say hello, mind? I see you. I see
Hello,
you.
mind. I see you there.
Yes, you're wonderful. Thank you for all your work.
Yeah, you're wonderful. Thank you for all your work.
Thank you for caring and supporting and serving. Thank you.
Thank you.
Say, mind, what do you want the most?
I want safety.
Safety. Say, yes, I agree. Yeah.
I agree.
Mm-hmm. Ask it, are you safe right now?
It says yes.
Yes. And right now?
Yes.
Okay, let's give it a minute. How about right now?
Yes.
Right.
It says, but what about tomorrow?
Yes,
I
but
need to
it's
worry about tomorrow.
okay. Ask it, is that true? Do you need to worry about tomorrow? What that gives you?
I gotta know.
No. Why?
Just gives me
Yeah.
anxiety.
Right. So it doesn't give you safety thinking about tomorrow. Safety is when you ask this, are you safe right now?
Just gets confused.
Mm-hmm. I'll say, mind, do you know that you create the sense of unsafety by thinking about what if this and that happens in the future?
It's interesting. I kind of get a blank there, like a little like, oh.
Uh-huh. Got caught.
Yeah. Right.
Right. So if you want safety, mind, tell. If you want safety, just notice what's going on right here, right now, and if you are safe right now.
Yeah. If you want safety, mind, you just need to stay right here and notice. Notice right here, right now. And even if that's anxious, just notice that. Don't try to get away from that.
Yeah. Now let's ask another question. Say, mind, do you know that it is safe to feel emotions?
It feels safe to feel everything but anxiety because anxiety is stress and stress is bad.
Uh-huh. Okay. Okay. Right. So say thank you so much for protecting. And
Thank you
how
so
is it
much for
going?
protecting.
And how is it going? Are you
It doesn't go
protecting
well when I try
yourself?
to.
Are you protecting yourself from thinking anxious thoughts? How is it going?
That is not going well.
What if it's safe to feel even anxiety?
No, I don't believe it,
Okay, let's
but I
check it.
can't do anything about it.
Okay, let's check it. Okay, say mind. It's okay. Would you like to think some thoughts that bring anxiety up?
No.
Just something small. It doesn't need to be big. Just something that you could have a little bit of that feeling.
Well, it's funny now I don't know if it's my body not complying or my mind not complying, but I can think, oh, what about that blood work? And it's like, what about that blood work? That's going to be what it's going to be.
So interesting when we asked for anxiety to come in, it's kind of, that's okay.
No, I'm not resisting it right now.
Yeah. Okay, just let's look at this mechanism a little bit more. When when mind goes into creating stories of what if, what if, it doesn't know, it hasn't got all information. It just assumes it has and projects what if based on whatever information it thinks it has. But it's never complete. So the mind goes in and creates all these scenarios based on what happened in the past in order to avoid feeling uncomfortable. So all this fear is about future feeling that is not allowed, future feeling that is not safe, future feeling that is not here and now. And it may come up, but it's kind of thinks it protects from that future feeling by creating all these scenarios and getting itself entangled and frustrated and scared eventually. When the safety is found by noticing this moment and whatever is going on here is okay.
Yeah.
So when this happens for me, I just say, thank you, mind. Oh, you're working so hard, but you don't have the whole information. When we have the whole information, then you can tell me how it will be. But at the moment you don't, so just thank you. Thank you for your care. Thank you for love. Good, I see you. And it kind of relaxes because it's acknowledged. It's been working so hard, trying to protect, trying to create safety, imagine safety, but it's working.
Yeah, like what you said before about making space for just letting things come in and letting them heal. And I think what I haven't been doing is that, that voice, that acknowledging of them. I see you. Yeah.
Yeah, I see you. Because then you're not talking from that bundle. You're talking from presence.
Yeah.
You're here.
From that, not from that frozen place. Like that fear place feels very frozen. And so breaking out of that and saying, I see you there trying to hold me, trying to hold everything. Yeah. I get tears every time I do that.
Yeah. It's like something comes home.
Yeah.
And everything's invited to come home. All the parts.
Yeah. To start moving again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how's your mind doing now?
It's much better.
Give it a hug, please. So you don't
place
have
has
to
been
fight
frozen.
yourself.
Yeah. The place has been looking for a hug for a long time.
Okay. Yeah, let's give it a hug.
And it's really beautiful to notice. I generally don't wake up this early, and I didn't set an alarm for this call. And I was awake and I look at the clock and I'm like, guess I'm going. And I know it's all just happening. I mean, to me, that's part of the part of me that I looked at my calendar and I said, oh, that's there tomorrow morning. And I'm like, I just know there's such a big part of me now that trusts I don't have to set an alarm. I don't have to manage it. It'll happen the way it's supposed to happen. And so I woke up and I'm here, and this was exactly what I needed.
Sweet. Yeah.
So beautiful.
Yeah. So good to notice that we have what we need. We always get what we need. And what needs to come in comes in and shows up, and what needs to leave leaves. So all that, push and pull, trying to hold on, attachments and fight is redundant. I mean, you can still engage in that. Why not? There's freedom here to know what it's like. But there's also freedom not to engage in that.
Yeah, I'd rather heal.
Yeah, and it's also good to acknowledge that it takes time. I mean, that recognition of the spaciousness, openness, and freedom is available any moment. And as soon as it's noticed, it's here. It's not hiding or hidden. That doesn't need time. This is timeless. That beingness is timeless. Recognition has no time, no practice. But for the body, for the mind, for the emotional stuff to unravel and do itself, that process needs time. And it's okay.
Yeah.
From the space, from the presence, from the beingness, everything's allowed. There's no rush. Are we there yet?
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you.
You're very welcome.
Appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you, Christine, as well.
Hello.
Hello, George. Great
Hello.
to see you.
Nice seeing you again. I don't have much to say, but it seems like there was silence, and I don't like silence. But anyhow, when you were talking about it takes time, where I think I'm at, who knows where I'm at, and whether there's an I who's at. But it seems to me that I understand there's no separate self here.
Mm-hmm.
I can get a inkling of who I am if I just stop, just relax, and notice. But during the course of the day, I'm still this separate self, doing its stuff, not really knowing the truth of who I am. And the bad news is I'm getting old. I mean, my thought is it's not happening and I'm running out of time. Those are just thoughts.
What's not happening?
Awakening is not happening. That is the realization and the embodiment of the truth of who I am.
Okay, let's agree with that. Yes, awakening is not happening.
And the other part of that is, but I want it to happen.
Yes, let's talk to that part. Yay, who are you? Say, who are you? Who are you?
So there's this real suffering because there's something that I really want and don't have.
Yeah.
Seems to me that's the primary source of suffering.
Mm-hmm. So what is it that you really want then?
Well, I really want to awaken, but what I really want is just peace of mind.
Yeah. Peace of mind. That's it. So let's talk to your mind. Can I talk to your mind a little bit? Would that be okay?
Okay, I may need a translator, but okay.
You're
I'll
going to be
try
the
it.
translator. I'm going to ask questions. You repeat them. You ask your
Okay.
mind and then you tell me what comes in right away. Yeah, you're gonna be
Okay.
translated.
Okay.
Cool. Let's try. Okay, so where is your mind? Can you just check in your experience? Where do you perceive that mental energy or the mind? Where is it?
Well, I don't know. I mean, in one sense, there is no mind. If you ask me to find your mind, I can't do that. So, I mean, all there is just thoughts.
Okay, where are they happening? Are they like in your legs, in your arms, on your back, in the head, in the front? Where are these thoughts kind of, what do you sense them happening?
The thoughts seem like sounds,
Mm-hmm.
like my voice,
Mm-hmm.
and I can't really locate it.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, if I were to locate it, I would say it's in my head, but it's not really in my head. It's just um, it's my voice talking to me.
Aha. Yeah. Okay, let's greet that voice. Say hello, mind. Hello, voice. Hello.
Hello,
Thank you
mind.
for talking to
Hello, voice.
me. Thank you for talking to me. Yeah.
Thank you for talking to me.
Mm. Tell it I love you.
Now my mind is saying, well, what the hell's going on here?
Right. Well, I just want to talk to you. Thank you for talking to me.
Okay.
Okay. Well, say, mind, I appreciate you and I appreciate all your work. Everything you're doing for me. I appreciate that. Honestly.
But I don't honestly. Okay. Mind, I honestly appreciate all you're doing for me. I really do. But that's the lie.
Oh, so you don't like your mind?
No, it's, well, I certainly like my mind. I wouldn't want to live without it.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes my mind gets in the way. Sometimes my mind is very helpful,
Uh-huh.
and sometimes it isn't.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, say, mind, what have you got to say about that?
Mind, what do you have to say about that? Nothing to say about that. That's just what's so.
Say, fair enough. Yeah. And can you tell me, mind, what do you want the most?
Mind, what do you want the most? Safety.
Oh, safety. Okay.
Yes.
Yes,
I,
yeah, I agree.
I want to keep George safe.
Uh-huh. And how is it going? Ask it.
Well, it's going well. He's safe.
Uh-huh. Great. Say, mind, how do you do that? How do you keep George safe?
How do you keep George safe? I look for potential problems and try to solve them before they arise.
You mean you create problems and then solve them?
I didn't say I create them. I hear you. I hear you.
And that keeps George safe.
Yes, but I know the truth that George would be safe without my interference.
Mm-hmm. Okay, mind, show me, what is George?
Show you what?
What is George?
Well, I have two answers. George is this person here, this body here, but George knows that he's more than that.
What is it exactly?
There's a sense of existence here.
Mm-hmm. Is that sense, George?
The sense isn't George, because the sense is just a sense.
Uh-huh.
But I guess it's the entity that experiences, the entity that perceives, that sees, hears, tastes, smells, and thinks. That entity. That's George.
Okay. So you mind show me. Show me, George.
Well, I can't show you George. He's not a physical object like a microphone or a pen.
Well,
You want to see
can it
George?
show you innerly? Okay, I'm not asking
Well,
you.
you're looking at him. Here he is.
Where?
Look at your screen. I mean, you know, all I can show you is George's body, which is what you're seeing.
Right. So, but is George's body George?
No, George is more than his body.
Mm-hmm.
But what George is not something which can be exhibited.
Oh, maybe there is no George. How do you know there
Maybe,
is George?
no, maybe there is no George. Yes, I can well see. Maybe there is no George. I can get that possibility. That could be very real for me.
Mm. So mine
Okay,
say, is George an image, an
okay.
idea?
Yes, there is no George. When I said George is the one who perceives and does all that stuff, I misspoke. What I really meant to say is there is existence here. There is perceiving, there is hearing, there is seeing. All these things are happening.
Beautiful. I'll say thank you, mine, so much. I
Thank you,
agree.
mind, so much.
Yeah. So do you still need to protect George from danger?
No, no, but I'm habitually continue doing it. No, I got it.
Oh, nice.
No, I don't.
Yeah. Oh, because image, what can happen to an image? What can happen to an idea? What can happen to something that is made up in the mind?
Well, nothing can happen to that. The other thing I want to share is if I'm getting old, I don't know how much longer I'm going to be around, but if I look back at my life, it is somehow clear to me that life has been very good to me. And it's also been clear that a lot of it was not my doing. Maybe none of it. I mean, it could be that none of it was my doing, but in any case, a lot of it was not my doing. I can give a whole bunch of examples of, this thing happened by chance, and this thing happened by chance, and this thing just happened to happen. So given that life has been beneficent in the past, there's every reason to believe that it's going to be beneficent in the future.
Beautiful.
But that's the logic.
Yeah.
The emotion doesn't always go along with that. There's an emotion of fear. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I'm done. I don't know.
Let's ask the mind. Mind, are you done? Mind, are you done? Do you want to
Yes,
relax now and
yes,
end this seeking?
I am done for now. Thank you very much. Perhaps someone else would like to speak. My mind has taken up a lot of your time, for which I am
Oh,
very, thank you.
it is absolutely welcome.
Thank you.
Absolutely welcome. Thank you. And we can end here today.
Thank you so much. Great day.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ilona. Thank you, everyone.
Yes. Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Yes, and we'll do that again next month, third Thursday of the month. If you subscribe to my newsletter, I usually send once a month, just a reminder with the link and the time and everything. Yeah. Well, thank you,
Thank
everyone.
you.
And I'll see you soon again. Bye for now.